What's going on? It's your boy True, giving y'all that 90-day update. This 15x for Tallulah and Arrogance that just passed. Absolutely insane. Insane. Also had the Ancients for Praetus. I went hard in the paint for Praetus, but I ain't pull nothing. But I do have a really important update that I did pass Gear Raid 3. Yeah, so now that Gear Raid 3 is down, I'm up to 19. I'm getting those ancient drops like crazy, but what I wanted to do is just give y'all a good rundown of all my stats that I used when I passed it. So, as you can see, you have all the artifacts equipped, and I'm just going to give you a little small details that y'all can't see. Layla is fully booked. Razak is not fully booked. He has all of those, I would say, pots, but he doesn't have the crystals in them. Obviously, Dolores is fully booked. Hex is fully booked. And I think Arrogance is missing 2 books. He's missing one on his ultimate and one on his passive. And he's also missing a few more on his attacks. But I couldn't have done this without Layla, Dolores, or the Piercer Lord, because Piercer Lord's range is absolutely needed for this, at least for my damage at the time. I couldn't have passed it without it. And the Layla Dolores combo damage, it does so much as far as how much you need the threshold to hit to kill these guys based on the amount of damage I had equipped. And her turn meter fill, absolutely insane. To get those to cycle through just enough to squeak in and get that ultimate really quick at the end. And then I'm about to show y'all a run real quick why the side DPS was actually very helpful. Even though they were just getting one shot on the side, all I needed him to do was just be fodder. Just stall a little bit, like maybe 1 or 2 seconds, so that the main DPS could just kill everything in his path. Just E-drill, just doing work. And that's what I really needed, was just to stall those few seconds for E-drill, just to cycle around, just kill everything. But also, another thing that I've noted was the items I equipped to Layla and Dolores, giving everyone attack speed, like 60 extra attack speed. Absolutely insane. So on top of that 430 attack speed that Idril has, there is 60 she gets every minute. So as y'all can also see, is I've pulled Arrogance. Now, let me tell you, Arrogance has been an absolute monster in helping me with the guild boss, and a lot of funky things I can do with the guild v guild matchups. But still, surprisingly, he got out damaged by an epic. So I'm gonna show you that in the codex later. But everywhere else, Arrogance has just been fucking nuts. And surprisingly, Arrogance didn't outdamage the epic, and he had way better gear. The gear I had on Arrogance was actually insane. And the epic that I'm talking about is actually Wrath. So I was a little bit hesitant to put Wrath on 5, just because at the time I didn't know exactly where I was going to use him. But once he got to his level 5, he just unlocked and did so much work for me. As far as like where my count is right now, because I absolutely need him in Arbiter of Frost just to get the D, which is you know. And I'll take the D any day. You feel me? Shit. Then Gluttony, he is absolute monster for this dungeon. His Key of Forsaken is at 19, so he's one off of getting it fully ascended, and then hitting those 3 extra ones for the 2/5. And I use the tuning crystal for Theodore. Just getting those extra AoE damage in is really helpful for stuns and his passive attacks. And you already know Jorge and from my past video of how ridiculous how much damage he does. So during this Frostfall Jamboree, they also gave you Callista. So she actually surprised me. Her damage was a lot more than a lot of, I think it was Torador actually, in this gear, which is actually crazy because this gear is not that good. And she did work in the Titanic Ruins, so because I use the reason I ascended her is 1, she has knockback, and 2, because I use her with the Lord skill, so just so I can get that bonus. Also, I need a fighter for her that can actually do damage in her faction. I don't have anybody that can do damage in her faction. That's a legendary. At least I have Edith, but I don't use her to do damage. I use her just to face tank everything. Now she's a monster for face tanking. Also, I did fuse Micah and finally got a 6-star Oleg for Guild Wars, which is a must have. You need this champion for Guild Wars. He's actually so stupid. Just stands there and you just cannot get through him. So I'm slowly building up that Guild Wars content. It's gonna take me a long time. It takes so long to get those demon drops. It just takes forever. And now that I'm finally on Gear Raid 19, I'm at least getting those legendary chests and all those drops of ancients. Gear is just coming out the wazoo. Now, Tallulah has been someone who I've been wanting. I just needed another Dispel champion, like Madan, just because there's not a lot of Dispel champions in this game, and you need it for Titanic Ruins. So she's been really good. Her gear is, could be better. But now that I'm in Gear Raid Dungeon 3 down, by either day 120, I should have a lot more accessible options for her and just everybody else. It's going to get an overhaul because I'm going to be running that dungeon. Even when other tournaments is going on, I'm just going to only be running Gear 19 like constantly. So now let's get into the Guild Boss. Now, a little quick side note is I had Sentry in some previous gear that was some of the first legendary you get that gives you 1 full set. And then once I took him out of this and then I added Arrogance, it propelled me over that 1 key of the Guild Boss. So I'm just going to show y'all real quick the Nightmare stats. Now that I got that 1 key out, I can just relax. The only thing I have left to hit is I need to get 20k. As you can see, I came up short 80 points, but in the playtest, it's just RNG. I had over to 20,000 in the playtest, so once I get better gear, I don't have to keep RNG in it, but it is what it is for right now. Because I ain't wasting 200 shards just for 80 points. That's ridiculous. Because what I would do is I would use another 200 just to hit Nightmare. Because this is not worth it. There's nothing you really lose. Yeah, there's nothing you really lose. You don't really lose anything from reward 4 or reward 3. Not a lot anyway, so it's not worth it. But once I get halfway, I will use 200 for that double key. For that 50k, I will do that. But yeah, so Arrogance the God. Absolutely nuts, this champion. Realm tier doing work. Washguard's Ambition doing work outside of the guild boss. I still swap them in and out just to see who gives more hits and burns in between certain fights, but obviously Realm tier is way better in most areas. But like for example, that Ice Frost boss, Washguard's Ambition for me was way better. Just getting those extra hits in was way more important and useful. You also get a Polished Soulstone at the end of this Jamboree, so hopefully y'all collect it and just save that for, you know, your Ajax and all your other champions that's basically impossible to get, because all it takes for your account to progression was, well, all it took for my account progression was a lot of, basically a bug. That big bug that came around just gave everyone a free Torador. Arrogance and Layla, Lord, all of them. It's really, really helpful. King Hearts, I pulled him when you get that free legendary from completing all 18 dungeons. That's when I got him. So it's been absolutely insane. And Hex has also been monster. As you saw earlier, the numbers, absolute monster and menace. And he's not even in. Haven't ascended any gear yet, so once I start ascending his gear, I'm gonna see how he really works. So it's been really, really a fun ride. Hopefully you have champions that can propel you to certain heights, and hopefully you can use some of the information from my gear rate 3 damage tracking and what I had equipped to see, hey, maybe I can squeeze out an extra 500 damage or 500 points. Also, I did get one champion that I failed to miss. Not miss, but failed to represent. But as y'all know, or in case you don't know, he's straight garbage anyway. Trash. Don't use him. Don't ascend him. Even if you get him to level 5, he's garbage. They need to update him ASAP. He's not even worth looking at his skill. That's how bad he is. Alright? So just, I'm not going to sell him, but he's just straight trash. I'm gonna forget about him. All right, we need to just click off the screen. That's how. I'm just tired of looking at him. But yeah, so that's the update. Man, it's been crazy. Pulling 2 legendaries on the 15x Baron, insane. Hopefully y'all Christmas is good. Hopefully you enjoy the season. You enjoy all these free rewards. Hopefully you're saving your shards for that monkey that's coming out, I think on the 27th. So be on the lookout for that. And Happy New Year to y'all. And just be good and true to yourselves out there, alright? Thank you for watching. I appreciate y'all. Catch y'all next time at that 120.